Hello and welcome to Screening Room. My name is Jordan. I'm here with Tyler and Grant, and we will be talking about a bros night out for you. We got some great movies for you. You are going to absolutely love them. Whether you're a bro or whether you are a woman as well, you're still going to love these movies. We got action, we got comedy, and we have thrillers. So stay tuned. Alright, I'm excited to get this show started with you. As I said, my name is Jordan, here with Tyler and Grant. And I'm going to take on the first movie. And the first movie we're going to go over is Step Brothers. Now, Step Brothers is an instant comedy classic, let me tell you. So, in this movie, we have Brennan and we have Dale. Brennan is Will Ferrell, and Dale is John C. Reilly. And these guys put on a phenomenally funny show. So what happens is pretty much, Brennan's mom moves in and gets married with Dale's dad, and they have to be stepbrothers. Now, you think, what's so bad about that? Well, it just so happens that they're both in their late 30s and early 40s. So, sounds a little weird, doesn't it? You're going to love what happens in this movie. Pretty much what happens is the whole movie is them trying to get along, but right away, there's a fight. They start fighting about everything, but come to our surprise, later on in the movie, they do find similarities in each other, which is terrible because right as they find similarities, well, tragedy just happens to hit their family. Can they solve this? Can they solve the problem that is happening? Well, who knows? All I know is that this trailer, you are going to love it. Just the trailer gets you extremely intrigued. So, let's take a look to see what Step Brothers has in store for us.
All right, everybody, sleeping arrangements. Brennan, you're going to be sharing a room with Dale. Just until the two of you get jobs and you move out.
Hey, are you awake? Yeah. I hate your guts. As soon as your eyes shut, I'm going to punch you square in the face. This is the one rule of the house. Don't ever touch my drum set. Don't touch it!
All right.
Did you touch my drum set?
Nope.
Why are you so sweaty?
I was watching Cops.
I think they're starting to like each other.
What are you doing?
I'm burying you.
I'm alive, man! I'm alive!
You're waking the neighbors! Shut up!
Okay, name your favorite dinosaur.
Velociraptor.
All right. If you were a chick, who's the one guy you would sleep with?
John Stamos. What?
Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
You have 1 month to find jobs or you're on your asses.
What?
I will arrange interviews and you will go.
Who's this gentleman sitting behind you?
Hello, Miss Lady.
You can't.
Shut your mouth.
You shouldn't tell the person who is interviewing you to shut their mouth.
You're sounding stupid now.
I'm sorry, what did
You're
you
just
say?
coming off stupid.
Please leave this office.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
Well, if it isn't Dale Dobick and his little buddy.
Just leave me alone, will you?
Shut up, fool!
You should treat me, an adult, with some respect.
So maybe you don't go down that way anymore.
That's what we talked about. We're going to take the long way home.
Can we turn our beds into bunk beds?
It'll give us so much extra space in our room to do activities.
You're adults. You can do what you want.
This is the funnest night ever! Hey, I never asked you.
Yeah.
You like guacamole?
Did we just become best friends? Yup. Do you want to do karate in the garage? Yup. beautiful movie. Now, that trailer right there was clean, but this movie is anything but. It is a perfect bro movie. You definitely have to go check it out. What did you guys think about Step Brothers?
In my opinion, this is as good as comedy gets. Like, comedy doesn't get any better than this for like specific bro comedy movies, and you don't even have to be a bro. You're just gonna have a great time watching this movie.
Definitely agree with you. What do you think, Grant?
I love the movie for the same reason that I like a lot of Will Ferrell movies, and that's because of all the awesome one-liners that you can say for like the next 5 or 6 years when you're with your bros. Like, you want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. Every time we leave the house, you got to say that, and you go out and you know, if you're going out to the store or you're going to class, you got to say that when you leave. So I just love all the one-liners from the movie because I don't necessarily remember the movie, but you always remember those one-liners. You know what I mean? And you can say those forever. So those are awesome.
Exactly, and I'm sure that bunk bed sales just went through the roof after this movie. I know that if I were to watch this movie, I would love to have a bunk bed. I thought that Mary Steenburgen, which is Nancy Huff, did a fantastic job in the movie. I also thought that Richard Jenkins, who plays Robert Dobeck, I thought those two were great. They were the perfect characters for each other. You had Robert, who was hard, and then you had Nancy, and she was nice, she was soft, and she was fun. I think they definitely come together and make the perfect crew to be Dale and Brennan's mom and dad. I don't know what you guys thought about them, but I know that also I really liked Adam Scott's in the movie, and that's Brennan's brother. And there's definitely, they didn't even show that part, but there's definitely a nice little twist on in there too, where Brennan has to get the courage to finally stand up to his brother with the help of Dale, which is John C. Reilly. Any other parts you guys thought that were great in the movie? Because I know I could talk about it all day, but
I really like how easy Adam Scott is to hate in that movie. The scene in the car where they sing "Sweet Child," like that that scene wrecked that song for me. Like, I can't listen to it without being mad at Adam Scott and they're perfect kids who can sing so well. I really like like you said, the parent dynamic too, and I think it's kind of funny that it's the same mom from Elf. So you kind of have that Will Ferrell connection. It just seems to kind of fit when you watch those movies. And Dale's, I mean, they're both just kind of crabby and old, and I think that makes Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly stand out even more.
I definitely think so too. So definitely go check it out. Check out Prestige Worldwide. You will not regret it. Definitely a movie for the books. Other movies, like, you know, Will Ferrell, you love Will Ferrell, you're gonna love this one. Probably one of his best. So before we get to the next movies, let's go check out some cute pets that need some homes.
Each week, UW La Crosse's student-run television station, WMCM-TV, sends out a group of students to film some of the most precious animals of the Cooley Region Humane Society, in a segment we like to call Perfect Pets. The Cooley Region Humane Society offers a variety of programs and services at little or no cost to help both animals and people in our community. If you have found or lost a pet, are in need of training assistance, need cat behavior consultation, desire to volunteer, need to surrender your pet, or are looking to adopt a pet, the Cooley Region Humane Society offers this and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Adopt or become a volunteer today. To find out more about these services, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Tyler.
So, switching it up a little bit, Step Brothers was a little more comedy. This one is a little bit more of a serious note. So, Creed came out in 2015. It's a movie that takes place in the Rocky universe. There are 6 Rocky movies. This is technically the 7th one. But it doesn't revolve around Rocky the boxer. It revolves around a new character, Adonis Johnson, who is technically the illegitimate son of Apollo Creed, who is one of Rocky's best friends and rivals throughout the series. Adonis Johnson has sort of a problem. He wants to make a name for himself, and he doesn't want to live off the back of his father, who was a world-class heavyweight champion. And so he starts off boxing in Mexico, but he wants to make it to the big stage, the big world stage, because all of his boxing was underground. And so he tries to enlist the help of his father's rival and best friend, Rocky Balboa, who is still played by Sylvester Stallone. And so the movie goes through their training and how Adonis Johnson, who eventually changes his name to Adonis Creed, trains and goes on to fight one of the biggest fighters in the world. I won't spoil who wins that fight, but the cinematography in it is great. It's not just a sports movie. It's really more of a thriller action because of the and more of a drama because of the relationships that are created throughout the movie. So we'll check out the trailer and then we'll come back and talk about it.
These boys coming here, they gotta fight for life. People die in the ring. Your daddy died in the ring. I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I've been fighting my whole life. It's not a choice for me. Every punch I ever thrown's been on my own. Nobody showed me how to do this. I'm ready.
Sick eyes from the nose pressure. Really slip zip ties on the protesters. 6 wives in the fry of a mold weather. Automatic caviar bar out in Odessa. Dirty needles breaking all the old records. 100 hoes, 1 shovel and some old treasure. Old seat used teeth as a gold tester. Finger rolls, finger waves, dancing from the old numbers.
This picture's from the 10th round of the first fight, right? I heard about a third fight between you and Apollo behind closed doors. Is that true?
How do you know all this?
I'm his son.
Red gloves for the reason why I get tossed. Scared girls going crazy in the cage box. Looking at the world through the TV, a day room, rapping over beats. They made electric chairs for us dying day. Last meals, no bills, let me try to stay. Death row like Suge in the late pot. Many people dig a tunnel by the 8 block.
A great fighter once said, it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
See this guy here? That's the toughest opponent you're ever going to have to face. I believe that's true in the ring, and I think that's true in life. Now show me something.
So one of my favorite things about this movie is that you don't even have to see any of the other Rocky movies, even though it's technically the 7th Rocky movie. But what did you guys think about it?
I thought it was really interesting. I liked the struggle between Rocky Balboa debating on whether or not if he wanted to come back and coach him, because I think that is like a hard thing to do, where because you've seen all the violence, you've seen all the stuff that have happened, you've experienced years, and even people who have died in the ring before too, and all of a sudden you have this young kid who wants to come up and who wants to do this and make a name for himself. So I think knowing the struggles that happens and knowing the struggles that you went through, and also the consequences of what could happen while boxing, I think that it's great that he helped him out, but I love that they show the struggle of him debating on whether or not he wants to help him fight or not.
I've never, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because I've seen bits and pieces of the Rocky franchise, with my dad especially, but I'm not a guy who sits down and I would have a hard time watching all the Rocky movies. Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that this is a movie that I could jump into, especially because it's a lot newer than some of the Rocky movies. And it kind of reminded me of, you talked about the cinematography in this movie. It almost reminded me of Fight Club, for the reason that it was a little dark and a little dingy, and it's kind of that Philly grimy thing that they brought back from Rocky, which I really liked. And I really like Michael B. Jordan as well from all the stuff. He's actually in the next movie that we're going to talk about on here, so we got that connection. I like him, and he was in a couple of the 2K games as well. So I really like to love Michael B. Jordan. So that was another bit of this movie that I enjoyed.
Yeah, so back on the cinematography, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is one of the boxing scenes, and it's all one shot, which means that the camera doesn't cut. It's all one continuous take. But it's a fight scene, so Adonis Creed will get knocked down, and then it'll swing over to Rocky in the corner, and then it'll swing back to Adonis, who now has a cut over his eye, and it'll keep going throughout the fight. And so I just think Ryan Coogler, who's the director of this movie, really took his time with this movie. He didn't make this just another run-of-the-mill Rocky movie, and he took his time with all the particular scenes. And speaking of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, they've teamed up on other movies before. Fruitvale Station is one of them in 2013, and another movie we'll be talking about later. And So the cinematography was really something I hadn't seen in a sports movie, and so that's why I don't really call it a sports movie.
Yeah.
Because of how much care was taken into it. How do you guys think?
I think that I like what you said about that scene, your favorite scene. It's really nice that it, I think that it really encompasses like the realness of it. It makes you feel like you're there and like you're actually like at the ring watching the fight happen. But definitely a great movie. Like I said, go check it out. You want something that's inspiring. You want something that you said has great cinematography. Go check that one out. Right now, before we move into our final bro movie, we're gonna check out some show promotions.
For the fun side of sports, from debates to memes to highlights, don't miss Hot Shot Sports, Tuesday afternoons on WMCM on Campus 200 and Charter 989.
Get excited for Get Classy, WMCM's hottest game show.
Write down your wager on your whiteboard now.
That is correct.
I'm in charge here. I'm going to give the board to Greta.
That is cheating.
Play along with us Tuesday afternoons at 2:45 and 4:30 on Campus Channel 200 or Charter Channel 989. Remember, stay sassy with Get Classy.
Welcome back to Screening Room. We're covering your bro night tonight. So we're 2 movies in. We got your sports and action movie almost in one. We talked about Creed, and of course we got your bro comedy as well in Step Brothers. But what bro night would not be complete without a superhero movie? And nobody's been doing it better the last couple of years than Marvel, and their newest movie was no exception. This movie was so anticipated for so many reasons, not just because of the first Marvel movie to have a predominantly African-American, not staff, but group as a whole and hero, and also the soundtrack was really anticipated as well, with guys like Kendrick Lamar, Absol, J-Rock, and that whole Southern California sound to kind of wrap up the soundtrack of the movie as well. In their newest movie, Black Panther, Prince T'Challa must return to his reclusive country, hidden country of Wakanda in Africa. They're technologically advanced, but the rest of the world doesn't know it, and he has to return because of the death of his father, almost in Lion King fashion, to assume the rightful place on the throne. But it wasn't that easy. As you can imagine, other people would be gunning for the throne as well. Michael B. Jordan actually shows up after years of missing, as he turns out to be a secret Wakandan, and he turns up to challenge Prince T'Challa for his throne. It ends up getting pretty hostile, and T'Challa must gather his friends and family to fight those and to retake his country and to protect his people. So let's take out the trailer and give that a watch, and I'll let you guys decide for yourself.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this.
How much more are you hiding?
Hold up. Let's go.
We are home. My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised. Show me my respect and bow down. We own ya, we own ya. We only getting started now, cause we own ya. It's not as if they know me now, cause we own ya. You and I'm my homie, cause we own ya.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and pop out. let's have some fun.
The revolution will be
Quite a trailer, and trust me, all right, the movie does not let you down after the excitement of that trailer. I know, Tyler, you've seen the movie,
yes,
and Jordan's actually going to see it tonight, which is pretty cool, so we don't want to spoil it for anyone. We were talking a little bit about the break, or during the break, on some of our thoughts. What are your just overarching thoughts of the movie as a whole?
And so, going into the movie, the hype was unbelievable, and yet somehow it lived up to the hype. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie, because if you watch a bunch of Marvel movies, they've all kind of got the same formula, and you know how they're gonna, you know how they're gonna go. But this one was different. Michael B. Jordan kills it. He was my favorite character, and it felt different, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
And so I think this movie sets itself up nicely to keep going, to start its own little series, maybe 2, 3, 4 movies. And I think the Black Panther will be like a movement, the movie-wise.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed it, and I think everyone should go see it.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely excited to, complete the trifecta of Bro Night movies and go check out the Black Panther. Like these guys have been saying, the anticipation is huge, and I am more than ready to go. It's only been out for a little bit of time, and I already feel like, I already feel like I've waited way too long to go see this movie. So I'm ready to go see Michael B. Jordan. As we saw, he was great in Creed. He's great in a lot of other movies too. So I'm just ready to see him kill it as the Black Panther. And yeah, I wish that I'd come back on the show tomorrow and tell you, what it was going to be about and what I felt about it. But definitely excited to go see it. So
yeah, it was cool. Is there anything like you're expecting to see, or anything that you think you got the plot figured out, or expectations that you have?
I thought so a little bit, but as of you guys said, kind of have that the Marvel thing,
yeah.
You got a problem, then the good guy comes in. It's going really well at first. All of a sudden, you get a bad guy that comes in there, but it's always resolved. It's always resolved at the end of it. But I'm excited to see the twists and turns that you guys are talking about. Definitely thought you guys did a good job, not spoiling it at all. I want to go see it even more now. So yeah. I'm pretty excited to go.
This movie's cool because the hero and the villain, depending on your point of view, you could look at it a couple different ways.
Yeah.
And in Marvel movies, it's not always like that. You have your heroes and you have your villain. You're an Iron Man guy versus whoever. In Age of Ultron, you knew to hate Ultron.
Yes.
He was the villain. In this movie, I think most people look at it one way, but there's definitely multiple point of views that you could look at this movie and see heroes and villains in a little bit different light.
Yeah, I think how I would describe it is the villain is a villain for a reason. He's not bad just to do bad things.
Yeah.
He's bad because he has reasons to, and that really adds depth to the movie. It's good writing, and it's good character development, because the villain isn't just bad to be bad.
Yeah, agreed.
So if you guys, definitely go and check out these movies. The movies that we've showed you. If you got some friends, watch with them. If they don't like it, get some new friends. That's all I'm
True.
saying. But so for some other movies, as you got Bro Night, maybe these aren't the movies you want to watch. We got so many other movies for you. Let's start with the Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell has so many great movies you can go see. You want to go watch some crazy racing? Go watch Talladega Nights. The Winter Olympics was just on. Definitely go check out Blades of Glory. That movie is absolutely hilarious. Love that one. And probably my favorite, the first rated R movie I ever went to go see was Semi-Pro.
Yep.
First rated R was Semi-Pro. Not only is it, it's not a sports movie, it's definitely a comedy, but you got some wacky basketball and some great choreography in there as well for halftime shows.
Get some corn dogs for a snack during the movie.
Definitely.
You gotta get the corn dogs. If you've seen it, you'll get it. If not, you will. So just make some corn dogs, watch some Semi-Pro.
Definitely do that. You guys, let's talk about some Michael B. Jordan movies that, we were talking about movies that he was related in.
Yeah, so Ryan Coogler directed both Creed and Black Panther, and Michael B. Jordan's in both of those. But the movie that they first did together was Fruitvale Station, which was Ryan Coogler's first movie that he ever directed. And it had a really low budget. I think it's somewhere around $1 million. And it's amazing. You really should go see that if you like both Creed and Black Panther, because Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, they've definitely got some chemistry, and I think they're going to be working together for a long time.
And I think that you said for Black Panther, though, that he got $200 million in that movie.
He in 3 movies, he went from a $1 million budget to a $200 million budget.
That's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. My biggest Bro Night movie, I'll remember this. I've watched this for so many Bro Nights. Every time I see it, it gets better. It's not related to any of these movies, but it's a Bro Night movie. It's a Bro Night movie, and that's National Treasure because it's just awesome. All right, he steals. I'm not even gonna give it away if you haven't seen it, but it's too good to be true. It feels like when you're watching that movie, but it is true. So go check out National Treasure. I don't even like Nicolas Cage that much, but that movie I love. So you got to see National Treasure for a Bro Night.
In that same line of thought, my perfect Bro Night movie. It was one of my first Bro Nights ever, and I was probably too young to watch this movie, but it's Superbad. Oh. Superbad is a classic. Like I can't even describe it. I can't really talk too much about it on this show, but if you've seen Superbad, you know what I mean. It's just it's a perfect Bro Night movie if you just wanna laugh the entire time.
Yeah. No, it is, and I think they do such a great job in that movie too. I mean, I was dying laughing on the floor the whole time I saw that movie. Although I do love I love Will Ferrell. You know, I love all of his movies. My perfect Bro Night movie is it's gotta be The Hangover. Yeah. I remember that was probably my most anticipated comedy that I wanted to see. I actually started out watching it at like we had like a bunch of family over, and my Uncle Jeff's like, hey, we can't watch this here, come back to my house. It was awesome. So definitely check out The Hangover. And I'm not really sure why I like The Hangover so much. I just thought that it was like a great concept of it's bros being bros, you know, like it's just them
dudes being dudes.
Exactly. Heading to Las Vegas, just doing crazy things. I love the fact that they lose their friend too. If you haven't seen that one, you're gonna love why they find him and where they find him. Yep. It's just a great thing. So definitely go check that one out. I've seen 2 and 3 as well, but nothing's really gonna get to me like the first one. I think the first Hangover is really gonna get to me, and I think I like it because I do like Bradley Cooper. I think that he can do comedies, but I think he's super versatile as well. So
and handsome.
He is.
Exactly. Very good looking dude. So definitely go and check out all these Bro movies. Look at those ones too. You guys have any other Bro movies you go to see? I know that we talked about, like, I think when we were talking about the Black Panther, if we're going to talk about soundtracks, definitely go and check out Guardians of the Galaxy. If we're talking about soundtracks, that's what pops to my mind of Marvel movies. So
Guardians of the Galaxy is a great one.
Guardians of the Galaxy, and more along with soundtracks, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's not all original music, but they compile a bunch of music. Baby Driver does that really, really well. And it's an integral part of the plot as well, and so that's what's really interesting about Baby Driver.
Definitely. So, I mean, you know, we are going to talk about movies that are new in theaters, and we already know that we got Black Panther. Black Panther is going to be new in theaters, but we also have Game Night, which I really want to check out. 50 Shades Freed. So, you know, if you're into that stuff, definitely go check that out.
Probably not a Bro Night movie.
Probably not a Bro Night movie, but definitely, go check that out.
Night movie.
Yeah, Gals Night.
The Red Sparrow, Death Wish. And then the 1517 to Paris also looks very good.
Yeah. And so if you don't want to go to a theaters and see a new movie, you could go to the Riv and see something that's been out for a little bit, have more of a family night. So you could go see Coco, you could see Darkest Hour or Phantom Thread. If you're a Star Wars fan, The Last Jedi's still in there. And if you've seen Paddington 2's at the Riv, so go check that out.
Definitely love the first Paddington.
Yes.
Really like the first Paddington. I was a pretty big fan of that.
I'm glad we're on the same page with that. Coming to Netflix soon, fantastic. Beer Fest, talk about Bro Nights right there. Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Moon, Adventureland, and Benji, all very intriguing sounding Netflix films for your Bro Night.
No, definitely. I like that they're bringing Ghostbusters back. Yes, I would definitely go. I would check out Ghostbusters if I had that one on there. You know, I think Netflix definitely has to, start putting some good content out there after taking so many good things down. So hopefully they put out some things. Are there any movies you guys were excited to see?
I really like you said, the Ghostbusters. I really want to see coming to theaters, the 1517 to Paris.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the actors that are in it are the people who actually lived through these events.
It's crazy.
And so I'm a little skeptical about how their acting jobs will be, but I feel like they'll be able to portray the emotions best because they lived them.
Definitely.
Clint Eastwood directed that. Is that his movie as well? That intrigues me as well. A movie that I really want to see. It's not out in theaters yet, but my favorite scary movie of all time is The Strangers, and they're coming out. Yeah. They're coming out with. I don't know if it's The Strangers 2 or if they're just redoing the first one. I'm still a little confused on it. I've tried to figure it out, but that's coming out here in the next month or so. So I'm really excited to go see that one. That's a scary movie that I actually enjoy.
Oh, I saw a preview for that one, and that one looks really scary. Like I do not like scary movies. Not a fan. But the movie definitely. I don't like scary movies, and I wish that I did because I feel like the plot for those movies is always better than comedies are just like funny, not a whole lot of plot. Scary movies though definitely have that plot that just kind of messes you up. So.
Well, in my favorite thing about The Strangers is it's not demons, it's not ghosts, like it's real people.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more realistic, which I like.
Yeah. So, well, I hope you enjoyed our show today. I really hope that you're gonna go and check out some of our bro movies. Check out some of the movies we talked about in theater, at the Rib, and on Netflix. And definitely come back again to watch Screening Room here at WMCM. It's been great. Enjoy your day. I'm Jordan. This has been Tyler and Grant with me. I hope that you go check out some of our bro movies.